Have you ever listened to a hip-hop radio station and wondered why the hell they are censoring the swearing while keeping the heavy misogyny completely untouched? It's like the censors looked at the music and said, "Look, I can't handle the cussing, but please keep the part about these hoes not being loyal." What kind of backwards logic is that?
You've got great radio stations. I was listening to a Power 106 when I was coming down here. Fantastic, yeah, the hip-hop radio station. The only thing that was weird, I don't understand, is why do you guys censor your hip-hop on hip-hop radio stations? I understand when I listen to Kiss, they played a hip-hop song and then they censor. I was like, okay, maybe some people don't like, but then on the hip-hop station, they censor hip-hop. Why would you do that? It's a hip-hop station. Surely everyone listening to the hip-hop station knows what hip-hop is all about. Like, is there somebody listening to hip-hop who doesn't like the cussing particularly? Who are the people that made these laws? Who was that person who was like, you know what, I can't handle the cussing. I just can't handle it. Please, cut it out. But keep the misogyny. Keep that in. Keep that in. Because these hoes ain't loyal. Like, who was that? Because it's the straight, I've never heard anything like, all over the world, when you listen to a hip-hop music station, they play the song the way it is because that's how it should be, you know? As if it's crass, that's it. You don't like it, that's why you don't listen to hip-hop. That's how it should be. But you can't cut the swearing, you can't cut out the cussing, you can't censor hip-hop. That in itself is defiling what hip-hop is, because hip-hop was a manner of speaking out. It was speaking out against the establishment, against the man. That was. I mean, these days it's changed. It's more about cough syrup and strippers. But back in the day, it had that thing. You were speaking out. You can't censor hip hop now. It makes hip hop sound uncertain. I've never heard anything sound so bad in my life. It sounds like the rappers are insecure now. It sounds like they're unsure of themselves, like they're suffering post-traumatic stress or something. Because the guys come out and half of the words are missing. It's just like, yeah, when a dope want you. But you can't do it for you. I can make a bitch. But I don't, bro. This ain't loyal. No, this ain't loyal. It's just like, what is going on here? You ready, B? I don't think I'm ready, man. I don't think I'm ready. I'm really stressed right now. I actually didn't think this through. I'm gonna go home. I need a nap.
Let's be honest, white people love museums. There is not a single place on earth where white people have settled and not built a museum, just walking around calmly with their hands behind their back like, yep, we conquered that. And don't even get me started on swimming. Michael Phelps won 1 million gold medals just because swimming is the only sport where you can win a medal for doing the exact same thing in a slightly less efficient way.
You guys have been so much fun tonight, Detroit. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You know, proved me right. This is why you go to Detroit, you know? No, for real. It's like an amazing audience. Beautiful, diverse. And the city's been cool too. We've been seeing a few things here and there. I had a fight with my friend, Dave. He directs these specials, and he said to me the one day, he's like, yo, dude, what are you doing during the day? And I was like, oh, might go eat, might do something. He's like, dude, why don't we go check out all the museums in Detroit? I was like, maybe one. And he's like, what do you mean one? I was like, yeah, well, I'm not all. What do you mean all? He's like, dude, have you been here before? You know how many amazing museums they got? I'm like, yes, but it's still a museum. I'll do one, and that's it. I don't have that much stamina. I can't do as many as you, right? And he's like, well, what do you mean you can't do as many as me? How do you know? I was like, dude, because you're white, you enjoy doing that. I was just joking. I was just teasing him. I just tease him. He got so offended so quickly, right? He's like, what did you say? I was like, no, because he's like, dude, white people don't love museums. What are you even talking about? Museums aren't even in the top 5 things white people love, okay? He said it with such confidence and with such conviction. I was like, what is the top 5? Because what a strange phrase. He was like, that's not even in the top 5. In his bedroom, he has a list on the wall of the top 10 things. It was amazing. I thought about it and I was like, no, it is. I stick with my decision. Museums would be. Because no, it's not even a bad thing. White people love museums. A lot of people enjoy museums, but white people love museums. Love museums. There's not a single place on earth where white people have settled and not built a museum. It doesn't matter. White people love museums. Have you ever seen white people in a museum? Have you ever seen them? They just walk around smiling with their hands behind their back. Yep, that was us. And that was us too. It's been a good run. White people love museums. What are you talking about? It would easily be in the top. I wouldn't put it at number 1, but it would be in the top 5. You know? Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, if I was to have a top 5 things white people love, I'd put museums at number 5. At number 4, I'd put swimming. Right? Because white people love swimming, and there's nothing wrong with that. Have you seen white people swim? Like, you look stunning. Stunning. Because whenever white people swim, you do that thing with your hair, you come out of the water just like, and it just goes perfectly back like a duck. I would love swimming too. White people love swimming. White people love swimming so much that they made it that you can win more medals at the Olympics swimming than any other discipline. Yeah, that's how much white people love swimming. I realized this the one day. There was an argument going on about who the greatest Olympian of all time is. Right? And the final 2 was Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt. And then one of the arguments was, well, Michael Phelps is better because he has more medals. And I was like, yeah, because he cheated. Yeah, he won them swimming. I'm not saying Michael Phelps is not a great Olympian. I'm just saying you can't count the medals in the argument, right? Because in swimming, it's the only discipline where you win more medals for doing the same thing in a slightly less efficient manner. It makes no sense. Think about it. They'll be there. It's like 100-meter freestyle. Bam. Done. Gold medal. Yeah. And now this. Another medal. Yeah. And this one? Another medal. But what about this one? Another medal. That's some bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. You can't win more medals. Usain Bolt doesn't have that luxury. When Usain Bolt runs, it's the 100-meter and it's done. On your mark, set, pa, run, 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 get to the end, win, gold medal. That's it. Yeah, he doesn't get to turn around and be like, that was an amazing race and now I'm going to do it butterfly style. It's not a thing. I mean, it should be, but it's not. White people love swimming, so they made that the rule. I get it. It would have to be. It would have to be, yeah. That would be my top 5 things. I'll go museums at number 5, swimming at number 4. Number 3, being flabbergasted.
Forget 23andMe if you want to test your ancestry. Just play Neil Diamond's Sweet Carolina. The moment that song drops, white people's eyes light up like sleeper agents who've just been activated, turning a regular corporate meeting into pure, uncut Caucasian joy.
White people love being flabbergasted. Come on. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen when a white person's having like a bad day, something's gone wrong, and they always do that thing with their face, they just get flabbergasted, it's like, oh. White people love being flabbergasted. You'll see it in supermarkets all the time. There's like a long line, right? Like only one cashier is open. Everyone's standing there patiently. There'll always be one white person who pops out like, why don't they open the other? Are you serious? Why don't they? Are you? The only thing white people love more than being flabbergasted is finding another white person to flabbergast with. Have you seen that? Yo, whenever that happens, magic. It is absolute magic. A white person will be flabbergasting. They'll make eye contact with another white person, and then they'll flabbergast together. It's like they Voltron their flabbergasting into a super flabbergast. You see them look over and just be like, oh, are you seeing it? I know. And that's one of the keys to flabbergasting I've learned. You have to exhale. You have to let it all out. Life is so hard that the air has to leave your body. You can no longer even breathe. That's why there's so many tornadoes in the Midwest. It's just white people flabbergasting. It's like... White people love being flabbergasted. Has to be. Top 5. That would be my list. Top 5 things white people love. I go museums at number 5. All right, swimming at number 4. Being flabbergasted at number 3. Number 2, being white. It's a pretty sweet gig. I don't blame you. And then there's number 1. And look, this is my personal list. I'm not dictating anything. If you don't agree, make your own, right? It's personal preference. But there is one thing, and one thing alone, that white people love more than anything on this planet. Sweet Caroline. Let me tell you something now, Detroit. There is nothing that brings more joy to the soul of a white person than the sounds of that Neil Diamond song. I don't care where it is. I've been on every continent, in many countries. When that song plays, you see white people's eyes light up like sleeper agents who've just been activated. It happens every time, without fail. Every single time. And it's not about music, because other songs will be playing. Yeah, they'll be at a cookout, or they'll be at a baseball game, they'll be at like a company event. All the other songs are in the background, they pay them no heed. But when that song kicks in, it taps into the very DNA of whiteness. I don't know what it is, but it interrupts everything else. You'll see white people, they'll be hanging out, having conversations. They'll be like, yeah, you know, I mean, business, mergers and acquisitions, you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, I know, we should circle back. Let's put a pin in it. And that song comes in, and every single time, you think it's not gonna happen as well. It always creeps in. It always seems like it's not gonna happen. But it's always the same. It's always the same. It's always just like, original, bum bum bum, sweet Caroline. See, I didn't tell you to join in. I didn't say all together now. I didn't say on the count of 3. Did you feel that? That was just your whiteness coming out. Did you feel that? Huh? That was just you. You were like, this is it! This is our moment! Oh, 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 I'm white, 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 white. Look at you right now. So you're beaming. Look at your face. Look at you. Look at that joy. 10 minutes ago, you were like, I don't know about this guy. Now you're like, best comedian ever! Don't ever lose that joy. None of you white people, you hold on to it. It is a treasure. It's the most adorable thing in the world. There is nothing that makes white people happier than that song. Nothing. That song is pure, uncut Caucasian joy. That's what that song is. White people cannot resist it. Yeah, like forget 23andMe. If you want to know how much white you have in you, play that song. The louder you respond, the whiter you are. I just saved you some money. There's no white person I've seen resist. It is the Marco to your polo. That's what that song is. Like, I'll tell you something now. If there was ever like a giant earthquake, God forbid, and people were trapped beneath the rubble, I'd volunteer to find all the white people. I'd be like, you guys find everybody else. I got this. I got this. Sweet Caroline. I found another one. Like, you okay, man? And I know right now some of you are like, oh, Trevor, we like that song, but it's not the most important to us. Oh, yeah? Then how come you didn't help me sing the anthem? Yo, Detroit, you guys have been amazing, man. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I had such a great time with all of you. I appreciate you. Good night.
Every single time elections come up in South Africa, people always start to panic, you know. Ever since our first democratic elections in 1994, Nelson Mandela was about to become president, people started panicking. You remember that? There were people, you'd hear them, "I'm leaving, I'm going to Australia. I'm going. It's been fun, Mary, but it's time to go, hey? It's time to go. They're gonna take over now." And then Mr. Mandela became president, and they all stayed. He's a wonderful man, wonderful man. If it wasn't for him, I would have left, hey? A wonderful man, yeah, he's really great. Next elections came, Thabo Mbeki was about to become president. People panicked again. "I'm leaving, I'm going to Australia, I'm going. I swear, I'm leaving, Mary, hey? Now that Mandela's gone, you know they're gonna eat us. It's time to go, I'm going to Perth." And then Thabo became president, and once again, they all stayed. He left. Then it was Kgalema Motlante's turn. Yeah, in and out. That was so cool. People panicked then, didn't they? I didn't even vote! I didn't even vote! I can't believe it. 1 minute I go to bed and Thabo Mbeki's president, and the next thing I wake up and we've got Mtlanthe. I can't believe it. I'm going to Australia, I'm going. Oh, and then it was Jacob Zuma. Oh, the original boogeyman. Yeah, that's when you heard people panicking. Things were different though in South Africa, because for the first time in our history, you heard black people going, "Ish, how much is that ticket to Australia again?" But I've realized Americans have a very strange perception of Africa. I don't blame you guys though, you know. It's because of the images that you fed on TV, you know, the stuff that you see of us. You just get all these UNICEF ads, you know. Those infomercials, those are horrible. That's all I've seen of home, you know. Because you've got these people and they're really gaunt and they're skinny and they're just like, you know, and they've got the kwashiko and everything and they just look as horrible as possible. They just get there and, you know, they're shooting this. And then Penelope Cruz will start talking as the woman's holding her starving baby in her arms, and they'll come in and be like, "Every year, more than 5 million children are starving in Africa. You can make a difference if you donate $10 a month. You can donate a family's life, and you can change everything. Look at this child." And they show you the kid, and you know, and they go in there. And I understand this is a painful thing, I understand. But I just don't understand the small elements. Why do they include that, you know? Why is it that in every single one of these infomercials, why do they always have to have these people with the fly? What is up with that fly? I don't understand it. What is going on with the fly? There's always the flies. And it's not just the flies in the shot. It's not just the shot. It's not just the flies there, but they've got the flies and they sit in a very specific place. They always sit on their mouth, like always on the top lip. It's always on the top. How do they get the fly? I've tried. It's very difficult to get a fly to sit on your top lip. How do they achieve this goal? I'm sitting there watching this, you know, and they always get it. It's almost like they don't shoot without the fly now. It's like, you know, it's like the flies become the watermark of a starving African. It's like a trained fly. Is this one of your Disney flies? Is it one of those? It's one of those. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Get in there. Get in there and stay. Okay, we're ready. And action. Every year, more than 5 million children are starving. You can make a difference if you donate $100. It's just madness. What is it? And it angers me. It really does. I understand. There's people starving. Yes, there are people starving in Africa. I do understand this. There are people starving. But I don't understand why they need to make us look that bad. And yes, I will say it. They do make us look bad. They make the whole of Africa look bad. They make me look bad, and they make me angry. Because I grew up in a black family in Africa. And no matter how poor we were, no matter how hungry we were, no matter what, we could still do this.
I choose South Africa every day of the week. You know when I realized this, when it solidified in my mind, was when someone asked me a really personal question. Someone said to me, "Trevor, if you have kids, where would you like them to be brought up?" And this was honestly one of the toughest questions ever, because I was like, wow, actually I've never thought about that. If I had children, where would I want them to be brought up? And honestly, all I could think, no lying, no nothing, I was like, I would want them to be brought up in South Africa. I would want them to grow up in a country where you have multiple cultures, in a country where you have multiple languages, in a country where you understand that there are other ways to be, in a country where there's diversity in terms of thought, in terms of food. I would want them to understand what it's like to be in a country where, like, I would want them to live here. I'd want them to know here. And then I went down a spiral. I was like, wow, what would I want? I would want my kids to be South African. Like, I realized I want my kids to have the same ice cream truck music that I grew up with. Which I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't know this. Did you know that the ice cream truck music is different in every country? I didn't know this. I just assumed. Yeah, till I went and there I was in America. They've got different ice cream trucks driving around as they plum 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 plum. Yeah, and then you go to Europe. You'll be in some random country. They've got their own music, and the ice cream truck is like plung 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 plung. I don't want that for my kids. When my kids are getting ice cream, I don't want that jolly music playing. I want happy music. When my kids are about to get ice cream, I want there to be suspense. I want it to sound like the beginning of a horror movie. I want that thrill when the truck turns around the corner. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. That's what I want for my kids. Why do I want them to grow up in this country? There's so many reasons. You know why I want my kids to be South African? Because I want my kids to have grit. I want them to have texture. You take for granted what a child growing up in South Africa learns. You take for granted what they have to go through. It makes you something special, you know? It polishes you, a diamond from the rough. There's something of like, you know, I realized this one day. I was in the street in Brooklyn, right outside of New York City, right? And I'm sitting outside. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm in the street, and there's these kids playing baseball, right? And I'm watching these kids while they're playing. Well, I wasn't like watching them. I just saw them, you know? And no, like I wasn't like they were just there. And I was looking in that direction. In fact, I was looking first, and then they came and started playing while I was looking there. So like they're the ones with the problem. Anyway, so the kids were there, and they were playing baseball, right? And having like a really great time. The one kid pitches the ball, hits it, runs around. The other one comes, hits the ball, and then one kid pitched the ball, and the kid bats it and hits it, and it flew into a car window on the side, and the window cracked. And the kid who hits it was like, and then the kid who threw the ball, he was like, and then the other kids who were just standing around, they were like, and then soon it was 10 kids all crying at different times. I can't have children like that. One broken window, 10 children crying. Guys, that'll never happen in South Africa. What is the point of that? I remember what it was like growing up. We'd be outside in the streets playing. Everyone was there busy with the soccer ball. Busy having some fun playing diski. Someone would kick that ball too hard. Ball would fly over the wall, hit someone's window. And the thing I love is South African windows always act like they're not gonna break. And then the kid who kicked the ball, they'd look and they'd be like, and the rest of us would see what is about to happen. We'd know. We understand why our friend is terrified. They're in more trouble than they've ever been in their lives. But we wouldn't cry. What is our crying going to help our friend? No. We would be there. We would look over into our friend's eyes. We'd stare at them and we'd be like, I love banana. You broke the window. They're gonna hit you. They're gonna kill you. And then we'd take the ball and be like, see you tomorrow. Those are the kids I want. That's why I want South African children. You kidding me? And the most important reason I want to have children that are South African is because I want children who have culture and respect. Culture and respect. You take that for granted as a South African. The way we treat each other. Even in the toughest times, you take it for granted because you're here. But guys, South Africans, we're truly a cut above the rest. Like, you think I'm wrong. You think I'm lying. Go, walk anywhere in public where there are other South Africans. Fall flat on your face. Pa! Tell me there's no South African there who will feel your pain. You'll fall. Bah! They'll all be there like, sorry. Ooh, sorry. Ach, shame, man. Ach, nee, man. Ach, shame. Ach, fooi toch, man. Ach, shame. You know that doesn't happen overseas. Yeah. There's a lot of countries around the world where no one cares about what happens to you if they don't know you. I saw this firsthand in New York. I was walking through the street, and there was this old lady who had just come back from grocery shopping, and she was carrying her bag. And this lady was old, guys. Like old. Like old. Like old. You're not like old. Like old. Like she was knocking. You know what I mean? Like old. Old. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like even where like the angel of death was there walking with her, like, anytime I know I'll just be here in case. Like old. I'm talking about old. You know when you're so old, every morning you wake up shocked, like, I'm still here. Like that old. And this little old lady was walking with her bag. She had a little plastic bag with groceries. And as she got to the middle of the street, the bag burst. And all the vegetables that were inside her bag scattered on the ground. And vegetables, you all know, is the worst thing to drop. Yeah, because nothing runs like vegetables, eh? Have you seen vegetables when you drop them out of a packet? They go in every direction, like they know you were gonna murder them. Guys, they're gone. Those vegetables, especially onions, have you seen onions? They land and they're like... Guys, these vegetables were strewn in every direction. Nobody stopped to help this lady. No one cared. People made it seem like she inconvenienced them. They were hopping over it, looking at her, judging her. I was the only one who felt bad. I went, I started gathering up the vegetables, started picking them. As I picked them up, this old lady turned and she looked at me and she was like, hey! Hey, don't touch my vegetables, you asshole! Put those down, you piece of shit! And I was like, yo, sorry. I don't want that for my kids. I want them to grow up in a culture where there's respect and care. Respect being one of the key ones. I've been traumatized by children in America. They do whatever they want when they want. Honestly, guys, I've met many American children. They're demons, eh? Demons. Abo Satan. I'll tell you a story. One day, I was in a movie theater, minding my own business, watching a movie. Next thing I know, this kid starts kicking my chair. Right? Now, I don't know what's happening at first. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and all of a sudden I feel the chair start shaking. So I'm like, oh, is this a 4D movie? And then I'm like, no, man, Barbie's not 4D. And then I realized no one else is shaking around me. So I turn and I look and then I see these little feet kicking the chair. And so I turn and I'm like, hey, excuse me, hey, what are you doing? And this kid is sitting there and he just looks at me. I'm like, what are you doing? And then, like a seat away, his dad is there. And he turns and he's like, what happened? Hey, did something happen? I'm like, is this your son? He's like, yeah, what, did something happen? I'm like, yeah, so your son is kicking my chair. He's like, what? Mikey, are you kicking the man's chair? Then I'm like, why are you asking? I just told you he's kicking my chair. Why are you asking Mikey? Obviously, Mikey's being accused of something. You should just, you think I'll just turn around in a movie to just, anyway. He's like, did you kick the man's chair? And Mikey just looks at his dad like this. He's like, Mikey, you don't kick people's chairs. That's not nice. Say sorry to the man. Say sorry. Mikey just looks at me. And he's like, yeah, all right, you're good. Sorry about that, man. It won't happen again. I'm like, okay, I guess something happened. Turn around, I sit back in my chair, start eating my popcorn. So now I'm like, aha, it's gonna come now. Because if your parent warns you, I know, hey. So now I'm like, yeah, keep kicking, Mikey. Keep kicking, Mikey. Any moment now. You've been warned, Mikey. Then I'm like, hey, what's happening now? How come Mikey's not getting anything? Why is Mikey still? So then I turn around, I'm like, hey, Mikey, what are you doing, dude? Stop that. And the dad turns again, he's like, was he doing it again? Was he doing that? Hey, Mikey, that is not cool. I spoke to you about this, Mikey. That is not cool, Mikey. Time out. All right, sorry about that. We're good. I was like, but guys, I can see what Mikey's not changing. Nothing's. He's like, we're good. So now I sit. Now I know what's going to happen. I'm not an idiot. So I make my back hard. I wait. Mikey kick. First kick. He's like, I jump up. I'm like, Mikey. Dad's like, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to do. I'm like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. I'm like, Elena, something. And then I realized he couldn't do anything. And Mikey knew it. Mikey looked at his dad like this dad couldn't do anything to him. He looked at me like I couldn't do anything to him. I even tried to take it into my own hands. I looked at Mikey, I was like, Mikey, stop it. And Mikey was just like, then I tried every South African trick, guys. Every South African trick. I looked at Mikey and I was like, and then Mikey looked at me and Mikey was like, shut up. I was like, I can't do anything. And so I turned and I looked at Mikey. And Mikey looked at me and I was like, you know what, Mikey? Pose. That day terrified me in a way I wasn't ready for. I'm not ready to have children like that. Because here's something I want you to understand. I do not want to ever hit my children, ever. I don't believe that anyone should hit their children. I honestly don't. But, I also don't want to raise a child who thinks it's impossible, for this side of a hand to meet this side of a face. I need the kids to know that there's consequences in the world, even if it's not from me. I promise you no. I don't want my kids. I don't want to hit my kids. I don't want to. But I don't want them to know that I don't want to. Yeah. There must just be a little tension in the house, just for control. Because now, can you imagine I've just got some American kids who don't respect me at all. The house is chaos. No one can do anything. They're breaking things, smashing things. I'm like, stop that. Hey, stop that. Are you listening to me? Yes, Trevor. Trevor, I'm daddy. Trevor, I'm daddy when now. Trevor, you call me Trevor. I'm daddy. Trevor, daddy. Trevor. Can you imagine that happening? Yo, guys, I wouldn't even know what to do. That would be the one time in my life when I would wish to be in South Africa in that moment. Not that I want it to happen, but I would just wish for that moment that I could be back in South Africa, instantly teleported, there with this little kid. I'd look at him and be like, what did you say? Trevor! Come here, buddy, come here. Can I tell you something? What? You see the time? It's 1:55. That means in 5 minutes, the electricity is gonna cut. And when that happens, you're gonna know me. Because it's gotten insane. It has gotten absolutely insane. And South Africans have adapted. South Africans have adapted. You don't even realize how much you've adapted because you are you the whole time. But as somebody who's seeing you coming back, I'm like, guys, there's a level of resilience that South Africans have now that I wasn't used to. Really. You know where you truly notice it? You notice it at the traffic lights. That's where I've seen the biggest change. That's where I've seen the biggest change. You know? Because when I left, there was one thing I knew and one thing I knew for certain. South Africans know what to do when the traffic lights are not working. That's something I would have bet all my money on. Why? Because we learned about it. You knew it when you did your K53, right? If you actually did your K53. They taught us in that lesson. When a traffic light is not working, you treat it as a four-way stop. It was very simple. These cars go like this. Those ones go like this. These ones, then these ones. These ones, then these ones. It worked like a charm. Then load shedding, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, 4, 5, 6. Ha! Have you been at the traffic lights now? Guys, I didn't know what was going on. I did not know what was going on. It's like Mad Max out there. It's like the apocalypse. Literally, you just get there. Everyone's there at the same time. Everyone there like, go. You'll see. Some people don't even stop. You have no clue what's going on. None whatsoever. It's wild. One day I was in four ways. I drove to a traffic light that was out. And I see it from far. I'm like, okay, the traffic lights are not working. I'm driving. I'm getting ready. As I get there, a homeless guy jumps out. I had no clue what was happening. All I see is this homeless guy, and then other ones jumped out. They're all standing there, and then they started directing traffic, and then I don't know what's going on. So all I was thinking, I was like, yo, damn, these outsurance guys have fallen, Yes. Then I realized it was homeless guys, and they were doing an amazing job, guys. They were doing a phenomenal job. They were pulling the cars, telling people when to turn, doing what. People were putting 10 rand out the window as they were driving past. They were grabbing it, keeping everybody moving. People were listening. So many people were listening. I could not believe it. One day, you know what blew my mind? We're driving, get to the traffic lights. Everybody stops. Then a police car comes. And stops. Literally, the homeless guy was like, and the police car was like, And now I thought the police are gonna get out and do something about the traffic lights. So I looked at them, and then I'm like, you could see the police were there like, he's working. Yambona now, uyasebenza lo muntu. And then they just sat there with all of us. Waited for the homeless guy. Then he was like, and then the cops were like, sharp. Everything has changed. Everything. But the one thing I'm not used to yet is the chaos. I don't know when to go. I don't know who goes when now. Some people are turning while other people are going straight. Then you're between each other. Everyone's hooting. Beep, 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 even taxi drivers are on the side like, guys, guys, this is not safe, guys. Man. If everybody's a taxi driver, then who is a taxi driver, guys? Guys. That's our thing, man. This is cultural appropriation. You know who's truly toughened up over the last few years? Who's truly toughened up the most? White women. I know all South Africans have gotten tougher, but white women, I am the most proud of you. When I was last doing shows in South Africa years ago, white women were fragile. Yo, they were brittle. Any change in direction would crack them. You would see, have you ever seen, you'd see white women back in the days, things would go wrong. They'd be like, I just can't, hey? I just can't. I mean, like, you're living in a country where I swear to God, it's just, because I was driving today and they just cut you off. And you're at the robots and you've got these guys knocking on the window. I just can't. Zuma must go. I can't. I can't do this. I can't. It's too much. It's just too much. It's too much. And the chickens at Nando's have gotten smaller. I can't. I don't know what I can't. White women were brittle. And then I don't know what happened over the past few years. But they have toughened up. They have truly toughened up. It's almost like these white ladies were in their garages training every day. Because have you seen white women at the traffic lights now? Have you seen white women during load shedding at the traffic lights? You better pray to your God when you meet them, eh? They're taking no prisoners. White women now, they've turned into the new taxi drivers, guys. You'll see them driving in during load shedding, peak traffic. They pull in there with their Hyundai Sonata. They've got their arm out the window, accepting any challenger. They're there driving in. You think you're gonna cut them off? Beep, beep. They're like, futsek wena. Ngazongi hutela wena. Apuni kutinga driver la wena. Futsek. Beep, beep. Nawe, hey. Futsek nonke, hey. Ningazong chela, I'm driving here. Papela mina nyon dupula nonke. Nombulala nonke ninam sunweni.
When Nelson Mandela passed away, the whole world watched the memorial service translated into sign language by a man named Tumsanga Yankees, who unfortunately didn't know a single word of sign language. While Barack Obama was pouring his heart out on stage about peace and freedom, Yankees was right behind him, just making up random signs about smoking in circles, giving every deaf person watching at home the absolute shock of their lives.
So many of our heroes, we chastise them. We bring them down. It's jealousy, it's hatred. Umona. Heroes that we don't acknowledge. Greats. After Nelson Mandela, we always go, nobody else can live up to that. Yeah, but there's small levels of greatness. You don't even have to look far. For instance, our great sign language interpreter. Tumsanga. Yankees. The man who made it all happen. Huh? He was there at Nelson Mandela's memorial service. A service that the whole world was watching. And because of that, the service was translated to everyone all over the world. Translated into all languages, including sign language. And so Yankees was there translating for those who didn't understand. Unfortunately, he also didn't understand sign language. Which is a small problem. A problem that he didn't let stop him, people. Where others see obstacles, he saw an opportunity. People go, he's a con man. He's a bloody, how could he do something so deceitful? Yeah, you gotta go, how could he do something so deceitful? That man Yankees showed something so powerful. He's a role model to the children. Because he showed that you shouldn't listen to what people say you can or cannot do. If you believe in yourself and you work hard enough, anything is possible. People told him his whole life, they're like, Yankees, you can't do sign language. He was like, we'll see about that. Bitches. And he did it. He did sign language for the most powerful people in the world. Every single one of them, Yankees, was on that stage doing it and doing it well. Nobody even suspected him. Nobody. People were just like, he's doing his thing. People ask questions, where did he come from? Did he sneak? He didn't sneak in. He'd been the official sign language interpreter for the government for the last 5 years. Yeah, official for the last 5 years. And apparently before this, people have complained, but obviously the complaints fell on deaf ears, so nothing was done about it. And so he just carried on. And now he was here, the biggest event of his life, signing for the world, signing, just making it up. in the zone. Nobody I suspected though. I did. No, I did. Let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. Not because I know sign language, but because I know my president. And if there's one thing that's specific, is when Jacob Zuma reads a speech, right? Jacob Zuma reads a speech. He's a very deliberate man. He's very calm, very measured. Takes his time. The rhythm is the most important thing. And Yankees didn't match his rhythm. I knew there was something wrong. You remember this. Zuma was there reading Mandela's Wikipedia page, right? And while he was reading, Yankees was doing totally different, like the rhythm was wrong. Zuma was there like, and thereafter, Nelson Mandela went to Robben Island for his imprisonment. Term and to fight for the rhythm didn't match, right? Zuma was on page 1, that guy was on like page 17 or something. It didn't match up at all. It's almost like Zuma was translating sign language for us. That's how slow it looked. Sorry, I haven't practiced, guys. It didn't match up. None of it. But Yankees did it. He stayed there in the face of adversity and he fought. Yeah. He did sign language for everyone. We've got to ask ourselves questions as well as South Africans. We don't ask enough questions. For instance, did nobody think to ask him how he could speak every single language in the world? Every leader came from countries everywhere. They spoke in their language. Yankees translated for everyone. Did nobody stop to ask? Even for a second, the president of Brazil is standing up there. Nelson Mandela, estou pai. Nós devemos de você, de casa, do gosto muito, pelado que eu estava pesado. Nós do Yankees was there. Did no one say, hey Yankees, you can speak Portuguese? I'm in the zone, Baba, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. Did nobody think to ask? He did sign language for everyone. The ambassador of China was up there. 가도시, 전도이 넬슨 만델라. 다도 입시fu, 다도 신주의 공고로 바도시. Yankees was there on the side. He just made it up. He made everything up. And he did a great job at it. He did a great job. But then, like a true South African, he just took it too far. Enough wasn't enough. That's our problem in South Africa. That's all it is. We don't know when to stop. We take it too far. The same thing happens with tenders, all of these things. Guys are stealing houses and everything. I go, guys, I understand you want to steal. I understand that. I understand. But if you get a tender to build 10 houses, steal 1, build 9. At least 9 people have houses. Don't steal all the houses. Somebody's going to notice. And then you can't steal more houses. But no, we want it all in South Africa. We take it one step too far. That's what Yankees did. He had done it for everyone. He'd done a great job. The best fake sign language the world had ever seen. He had gotten away with it too, until Barack Obama came up to speak. This was a speech that was going to be performed by the most powerful man in the free world. 90 million people watching that speech. This, my friends, is the point where you pack up your little bag of tricks and you call it a day. Not Yankees. If I was Yankees, that's where I would have called it quits. I say, hey, Yankees,
Next one. Who is it? Barack Obama. The whole world is watching this one. I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hey, my fingers are cramping. I've lost my voice. Sorry. Oh, no. Not Yankees. They're like, Barack. He's like, I'm there. And he was. Doing sign language for Barack Obama. And they found out that while he was doing the sign language, he kept on using the same signs over and over again, right? The few real signs that he actually knew. And apparently all he knew was four things that he kept on doing repeatedly. And those things, they asked afterwards, real sign language interpreters, they found that he was doing this, right? Which means greetings, yeah? Greetings, he kept on doing that. Another one he loved doing was circle, yeah? Yeah? Circle. One of his favorites was smoking, yeah? And every now and again he'd go, get a little blah, blah. That's all he did, over and over again. Can you imagine that? Nelson Mandela's memorial, Barack Obama pouring his heart out. There he is, Barack Hussein Obama and Yankees. As Americans, Nelson Mandela's a man that showed that through peace, you could free not only the prisoner, but also the guard. Nelson Mandela's a man, he's beyond a man, he's a legacy. A legacy I could never aspire to be, but we could all look towards. And for me, Nelson Mandela showed that sometimes in life, you gotta go the hard way. You gotta say the things that matter. And always remember to do what counts. I could never be Nelson Mandela. Can you imagine how horrible it must have been for every single deaf person watching that speech? Imagine what it must have been like as a deaf person watching that at home, sitting there. That must have been the craziest thing they've ever seen in their lives. Deaf people just watching going, hello? Hello? What? Why is he talking about smoking? Why is he talking about smoking? I'm going to talk about Nelson Mandela. I'm talking about, talk about Nelson Mandela. What's wrong? Why is he talking about, what? Hello? Why did he? This is the worst speech ever. There's something wrong with this guy. Barack has a smoking problem. What the hell? Talk about Mandela. This guy, what's wrong with him? This is the worst speech. I can't listen anymore. This is horrible. This is horrible. Tell me when it's finished. I can't do this, man. That speech must have been ridiculous. By the way, that's only the second time I've ever told a joke about deaf people, ever. Only the second time. Told one joke when I was starting out in comedy and then I stopped because I believed you shouldn't make jokes about disabled people. It's the wrong thing to do. It's wrong, you know. And I never did it again until one day my life changed. I got asked to do a show in Sun City. I was asked to do a show. Sasol was organizing a going away party for the South African Paralympic team when they were going out to London. And so they invited me. They said, Trevor, we'd like you to come and do a show to perform for Ama Kroko Kroko. We'd like... Oh, you forgot. You forgot that that's the name we gave our Paralympic team. Not a nickname. That was our official name. We had Ama Pogo Pogo, Bafana Bafana, and Ama Kroko Kroko. We called our Paralympic athletes Ama Kroko Kroko, which means the broken things. A bunch of crocs. That is the worst thing you can call a disabled person ever. Ama Kroko Kroko. That is what we call. You got Ama Kroko. That's probably what Reva said to Oscar that night. That's the only thing I can think of. Don't you call Ama Kroko Kroko. Ah! Ama. So anyway, I was doing a show for Ama Kroko Kroko, right? And because I'm there, I did no jokes about disabled people or anything that could be seen as offensive. I did nothing like that. And after the show, I was meeting some of the guys. Everything went well. And one of the athletes came up to me, and I'll never forget this till the day I die. He came up to me.
And he was partially deaf. And he introduced himself, and he was a fan, a great fan. And he was like, hey, Trevor. Hey, man, how are you? I said, hey, how you doing, buddy? How are you? Good to meet you. Good. He said, yeah, man, great to meet you. Great to meet you. I'm a big fan. I said, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. He said, yeah, dude, I love your stuff. You know what? You have subtitles because, sometimes I don't get it. Because I'm partially deaf. I was like, oh, I didn't even notice. It's cool. Yeah, I didn't even know. I just thought you had an accent. That's cool, man. That's nice to meet you. He said, yeah, that's cool, man. I didn't have a question if you don't mind. I said, yeah, go ahead. He said, how come you never tell jokes about deaf people? So I'm sorry, what? I don't tell jokes about deaf people. He said, yeah, how come you never tell jokes about deaf people? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you tell jokes about everyone. Tall people, short people, black, white, everyone. But I've never heard you tell a joke about deaf people. Why? So you've never heard me tell a joke about deaf people? Yeah. No, man, not like that, you stupid. No, man, you're an idiot. I said, no, dude, I don't know. I don't make jokes about deaf people. He said, yeah, why not? I was like, because I shouldn't make jokes about deaf people, because if I did that, then deaf people would be hurt and they would be offended. Why would we be hurt? It's not like we don't know we're deaf. So I thought I was protecting you. Protecting us from what? From laughing. We also want jokes. We deaf. Yeah, we know we're different, but we still want the same things. I was like, yeah, but you know what's funny is you say I must make jokes, right? But even if you're cool with it, you know who will complain? People who can hear. Yeah, they'll complain on your behalf because that's what people do. They get offended for other people. They'll be the ones going, oh, Trevor Noah's an asshole. He made jokes about deaf people. You're like, so? Why do you care? I said, because it hurts. It hurts. He's like, dude, you're a comedian. Suck it up. Hey, it's easy for you. No, dude, just make the joke. If the jokes are funny, people will laugh and then we move on. I was like, yeah, you know what? You say that. But then what do I do if they complain? He's like, dude, if they complain, then complain. Okay? You know what? Go do the joke. Go do the jokes. And then, if they complain, you must do what I do. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just don't listen.